All right, let's take a live look outside right now on your Monday morning. Downtown Denver, dark and early. It is going to be relatively warm today and mild. Get outside and enjoy it because we're in for a roller coaster of a week when it comes to weather.
Truly.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Corey Rose.
And I'm Jordan Chavez. Happy Monday, everybody. We are watching that forecast very closely to see what it's going to do as we head into the weekend. In the meantime, yes, heed that warning. Get outside today and enjoy it. Let's get a closer look at that forecast now with senior meteorologist Chris Bianchi outside in the 9 News backyard. Unplanned today, Chris. We're trying to channel that sunshine with the yellow.
We got it. We got that yellow rocking here on 9 News Mornings on this Monday morning. We're not going to see a ton of yellow, at least in terms of the skies, in terms of the sun. I guess blue would be the better word, but you get the idea here, folks. It's a generally unsettled week, and right now it is mostly cloudy out there. Temperatures in the low 30s for us out at the airport downtown, about 33, 34. A cool start to our Monday morning, but our average low this time of year is in the upper 20s, so nothing too unusual about these 30s and 40s Eastern Plains, 20s in the high country today. We top out at 63, more clouds than sun, especially this morning, but we will get some bits of sunshine in there by early this afternoon. We'll be in the low 60s. Otherwise, winter weather advisory covers the mountains, and that is where the action is going to be, at least for tonight and tomorrow. In Denver, though, we could be talking about snow, and not just a little snow, maybe several inches of snow by the end of the week. I'll have details on a very unsettled 7-day forecast coming up here in just a couple minutes. Let's send things over to Erica now for a first check of traffic.
Chris, thank you so much. Really quiet start to the morning drive as we get you started at 5:02 with a live look from CDOT 225 moving along very nicely here at Alameda this morning. Northbound, southbound lanes overall very light in volume, so that's the way we want to kick off the morning drive. Our map is reflecting the same thing as we take you over that way. A whole lot of green out here. Travel times are in good shape. No need to rush out the door by any means. I-25 drive between 144th Avenue and 76 will take about 9 minutes right now. No issues as you get ready to travel into Commerce City. I-70 drive a quick 7 or 8 minutes between I-25 and 225.
Erica, thank you. Right now, Denver police needs your help finding this missing person. 16-year-old Jerry Owen Van Pearson was last seen yesterday in the Northfield Shopping Center. Officials say he is 6'1" and he has autism. He was last seen wearing a black sweatshirt with a penguin on the front and black and green shoes with green laces. Anyone with information is asked to call Denver police. That number is 720-913-2000. It's also listed at the bottom of your screen.
This morning, the trial for the driver accused of killing a U.S. national team cyclist in Boulder is expected to start. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon joins us now live in studio. Courtney, Yeva Smiljanska pleaded not guilty last May. What are we expecting as we head to court now?
Yeah, that's right, Jordan. And she's charged with vehicular homicide in the death of 17-year-old Manus White. The crash happened in July 2023 on Highway 119. White was training to compete in the upcoming World Championships in Scotland when he was killed. Prosecutors say White was riding south on the paved right shoulder on the right side of the solid white line when Smiljanska crashed into him. White was a rising star in bicycling and was on the U.S. national team. Last August, the Ride for Magnus brought together cyclists from all 50 states in 20 countries. The memorial ride was 13 miles long and took bikers to the place where Magnus was killed along Highway 119. His parents have been fighting for change ever since their son's death.
Our mission to preserve and honor the legacy of our son Manus White, using his memory to inspire cyclists around the world and pay tribute to lives taken too soon.
The trial is expected to begin at 8:30 this morning in Boulder. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we'll also tell you about a federal law introduced last year meant to increase safety for cyclists and other people on the roads. Live in studio, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
Courtney, thank you. Musicians and artists came together Sunday in support of Colorado's most prominent immigration activist, Jeanette Visquera, who was detained by ICE 2 weeks ago. She remains at the GEO detention facility right now. On Sunday at Manos Sagrados off of East Colfax, musicians performed along with poets and other advocates in an effort to raise funds for Visquera's legal costs. Visquera was detained by ICE as they say she has an active and valid order of removal. Her lawyers say that Visquera was targeted and that her arrest was retaliatory in nature. The people who came to the benefit concert last night say they came together fighting for her release with their voices and their music.
I think having community events in general to educate people and celebrate art and life are just really important and good ways of getting people in the same room to kind of enjoy art while still talking about a common goal and trying to advocate for the people who need our help.
Viscera's daughter Luna says one of her mom's favorite forms of activism was through the arts. So if she weren't detained, this would be the kind of event her mom would have been attending herself.
Today, Denver's government offices will be closed today to honor Cesar Chavez. Chavez was a well-known civil rights activist. He fought for farm workers' rights and used the phrase "si se puede," which means yes, we can. Chavez helped form the National Farm Workers Association in 1962, which is now known as the United Farm Bureau. The offices that will be closed today include libraries, courts, and DMVs.
Today, a new law will take effect aimed at making it easier to get a driver's license for people in the country without authorization. This law eliminates the requirement that anyone without documentation must have lived in Colorado for 2 years to get a driver's license. It also removes the requirement to provide an income tax return or social security number. One thing to keep in mind, because this is a Colorado state law, these driver's licenses are not valid if someone travels outside the state.
This morning, we are starting to see warmer weather, which means that there will be more people speeding on the roads, according to Colorado State Patrol. CSP says more speeding during the warm months happens, and according to CSP data, speeding citations peaked in April last year at more than 4,000. They say it stayed high through the end of October. Troopers issued more than 47,000 speeding citations in all of last year.
New this morning, Douglas County Commissioners is giving the green light to offer free transportation within Highlands Ranch in hopes of expanding micro-transit services south of Denver. According to our partners at the Denver Gazette, the new service will launch later this spring, and it will be operated by Via Transportation. Anyone in Highlands Ranch will be able to book rides through an app or phone call, connecting them to businesses, schools, parks, and medical centers. Douglas County Commissioners believe the service will especially help out seniors and boost local businesses by increasing access to shopping and other services.
This morning, we are learning more about this weekend's deadly plane crash in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Officials say that the plane crashed into a home, killing at least one person on board. This happened after noon on Saturday. The FAA says the plane was heading to Minneapolis from Des Moines. The home caught on fire after the crash. Only one person was inside the home at the time. They escaped on their own and did not get hurt. The crash left the surrounding community, though, pretty rattled.
I was in my kitchen and all of a sudden I heard this big boom, louder than I've ever heard.
Sounded like a gas explosion, and I went looking around my house to see if it was my house.
I'm so sad for, the life that are in there, that somebody's family.
The NTSB is investigating this crash. They are looking at lots of factors, including the experience of the pilot, the plane's mechanics, and the weather.
Authorities in Tacoma, Washington are investigating a shooting at a party. 2 people died and at least 4 others were hurt Friday night. Deputies say all the victims are under the age of 21. Neighbors reported seeing more than 100 people going in and out of a home where the party was going on. They say a fight broke out in the street, and that's when the gunfire started. Local officials say one person is in custody.
An arson investigation is underway after someone set fire to the entryway at the Republican Party of New Mexico's headquarters in Albuquerque. The incident happened on Sunday. The words "ICE equals KKK" were spray painted onto the building. The Republican Party released a statement calling what happened a horrific attack. The statement went on to say that this was not an isolated incident, but part of a disturbing pattern of politically motivated violence that has plagued the country.
Today, President Trump's right-hand man, Elon Musk, is set to visit the CIA. According to a CNN source, CIA Director John Ratcliffe invited Musk to talk about technology and the Trump administration's goals. Ratcliffe told the House Intelligence Committee Musk's Department of Government Efficiency has had no impact on the agency. DOJ representatives have yet to visit the CIA.
Ahead of his visit, Musk held a town hall rally in Wisconsin. During the rally, he handed out a pair of $1 million checks out to 2 Wisconsin voters in Green Bay. The move comes just 2 days before a closely watched election that will decide the balance of power in the Wisconsin Supreme Court. That very court refused to hold a hearing on an attempt to block Musk's giveaway just minutes before it happened.